You know what, it's okay. I'm coming back to the main office. I just wanted to look something up for me. Thanks, The program at this point in time has far exceeded my expectations, and my evidence of that is the fact that I'm a totally different person than I was a year or than I were a year ago. And in terms of, I guess let me give you specific examples. In terms of my ability to deal with staff, in terms of my ability to deal with challenging parents, as well as the DPAS 2 evaluation, this program has really given me tremendous skills in terms of dealing with those particular areas. Excuse me. Hi, sorry to bother you. I'm looking for Miss Carl. Is she in today? Have you seen her? Tanya Carl? Yes. I must really commend Mr. Donahue and Dr. Grace in terms of how they presented me to their schools in terms of my position and my roles that I would play within their building. It was really voiced that I was what is called a principal in residence, but that I would really, my roles, I would serve I would still serve in an administrative capacity. So once the grounds were laid, then the rest was pretty much up to me in terms of how I presented myself. So I continue to maintain a certain level of professionalism as an administrator or an administrative intern. And I continue to do things that principals and assistant principals do, which is to continue to build relationships with faculty and staff.
Mr. Walker.
Yes, sir.
I think it really helps him to open up his eyes and get some great hands-on experience and working with some of those difficult situations that we have to deal with in administration, difficult conversations with parents, with staff, having some great productive staff meetings. So he's doing a great job, and he's been thrown into every aspect of what we deal with on a daily basis in administration, and things talking from achievement, student achievement, to school climate, to working with the community. So it's been outstanding. I've seen tremendous growth since Reshid's been at the high school, and I think the biggest thing is his confidence. And with any internship, you don't always know if you have a new intern coming in how much responsibility that you can give that person. And as I said before, Reshid brings such a wealth of experience. We were able to throw him right into real life situations of dealing with staff and students and parents and community initiatives that we have. So every piece of our initiatives, from achievement to school climate to the community to professional development, Reshid has taken part in each one of those initiatives from a school standpoint, and it's because of the experience that he brought in, some of the knowledge background, and I think as he started, he gained more confidence and he got more feedback from the staff, so he's fully integrated into all of our major initiatives in the school. I think our staff looks at him as, you know, an assistant principal in the building, and we've hadn't had any complaints otherwise, and they seek out his advice and they go to him with some difficult issues. And Reshid probably handles a lot of those things, 85% of those things, and when he has questions, he brings it to us, just like we would as a team. You know, all the assistant principals or the principal, we get together and discuss things that some of the difficult conversations and concerns that we can't, decisions we can't make on our own. So he's no different than an assistant principal in our building.
They've been very receptive to my advice, and I'd like to believe that as educators, we are all lifelong learners. So in terms of receiving advice or encouragement from anyone, it doesn't matter who they are or how old they are. You know, if you're a lifelong learner and if you're a reflective person, it's not going to, you know, knowledge and truth is, regardless of the source, it shouldn't matter. I mean, I have a 3-year-old daughter at home, and she teaches me new things every single day. You know, should I say, hey, I'm the father and, you know, who are you to teach me anything? No, I'm a lifelong learner, and I think as educators, we're lifelong learners. And I will say that so far my experience within this district has been that, you know, the teachers have been very receptive to my advice and the things I have to say and the things that I bring to the table.
On the other side of the cafeteria.
Okay. I would say I have a pretty solid relationship with students. In the beginning, you know, any time you approach a new school setting, students are always going to challenge you. They always want to see, you know, if you say what you mean and you mean what you say. They're looking for the inconsistencies so they can say, hey, you know, you're not about what you're saying. But I think the biggest thing that I've done was I've remained consistent, and I smile at the students, even though sometimes situations may present itself where I have to be a little firm with them. but I still treat them with respect, and I show them that I care. And I think if you take that approach, that's a good place to start with children. Let's go, ladies.
What?
Let's get going.
Are you on camera? You didn't hear it? What he said the first time? Oh, move.
The experience has been tremendous. I mean, anytime you can come together and get multiple different perspectives, it helps to revive the way you see things within your particular building. And again, it kind of speaks to experiential learning, you know, learning through the experience of others. It's been tremendous. I mean, in particular, I want to say one of the things we constantly do is we're constantly looking at data and using data to drive decision making. And it's always interesting to see how, no matter how, there's so many ways you can look at data. And through the meetings that we have on Thursdays, we're able to come together and just, you know, explore different methodologies in terms of how that's done and what that looks like. And what I tend to do is I tend to bring that back to my building, especially if it's of value. I try to bring what I learned from the Thursday meetings back to my building so that I can share that experience with my team at the high school, as well as the elementary school.
He likes to debrief on a daily, if not a bi-daily basis, and he comes back and talks about some of the things that he's learned, some of the things that may have caught him by surprise that we want to talk about, but he does a great job with that. So he does that almost on a daily basis. And most of it's all positive, and some of the other things that we have to have discussions on, we certainly have those discussions and feedback, but there hasn't been anything negative.
I totally feel confident in my abilities to lead a building. Like I mentioned early on in the interview, I'm definitely not the same person I was a year ago from now. And my knowledge and my expertise has increased tremendously. And I will say that only time will judge the efficacy of this particular program. You know, I'd like to have the same conversation with you a year from now or 2 to 3 years from now to see, you know, have we in fact turned the schools around? So, you know, but in the meantime, right now, I really totally feel confident in my abilities to do that.